Right. Good morning. All right, this is like I think second, third time. I'm getting the hang of this. But let me let me not speak too soon. So David has already shared with you who we are. So I want to say thank you so much for being here this morning. We are, in fact, a spiritual center, and we believe and know. It goes beyond belief. What we know for sure, like Oprah tells us, what do you know for sure? What we know for sure is that we are one. We are one in the Spirit of God. We are the Spirit of God. And so as we go through our day and we know that, and we recognize God in everything that there is and everyone that we meet, this, we believe, is how peace on the planet occurs, when we all know who we are. We all recognize who we are, and we treat each other as such. That's who we are. And what we do is that we simply try to teach. We teach, we learn, we grow. We believe that we are here to manifest the purpose for which we are here. And the purpose for which we are here is to love and help and serve one another. So we just teach that. We just try to show you how, as you walk through your day, what does love look like? What does it look like? It's easy to talk about it and to think about it and to say the word, but what does it look like when it shows up? It looks like artists? Okay, he's pointing to his wife. He said, that's what it looks like. It looks like artists. Good for you. And I agree. It does look like her. And it looks like you. And it looks like you. And it looks like you. It looks like all of us. That's what love looks like. And so that's all we're doing here, is just talking about it and seeing what we do as we move through our life. And what we know is that the universe is for us. The universe is for us. And so we just need to speak what we seek into the universe. Speak what we seek into the universe, and then we will see what we say. We will manifest our words. The only trick, it's not a trick, it's that the only thing you need to know and remember is to be clear about what you're speaking. Because the universe doesn't decide. It just says, what does the universe say? Yes. Yes. The universe says yes. So whatever you say, if you're saying, oh, I don't have enough money, the universe says, yes, you do not. You're right. All right? Whatever it is you're saying, the universe says, so just be clear about what you speak, because what you speak is how we create our lives, how we manifest. And so that's all we're doing. So last week I talked about, won't he do it, which is a saying from a church I was brought up in, and it just simply means that God shows up, God answers prayer. That's all it means. You just need to know that. So what you speak is the prayer. It's a demand onto the universe. And that demand just comes, it manifests itself. It doesn't manifest itself instantly in our space and time. It manifests instantly in spirit. And then we have to wait to see it show up here, because we don't know what physical things have to move around, right, to get it to you. But it is done. It is done. It is done. So I just want you to know that. That's what we did. So last week it's won't he do it. This week is what will you do? What will you do? One of my favorite things that I say, quotes or questions that I ask of myself and of you, and I'm not asking of you for me to know, I'm asking it of you for you to know. What is yours to do? What is yours to do? And it's a very clarifying question, particularly when you're in the midst of a relationship, which all of us are in the midst of relationships, plural, all the time. With God, with yourself, with any family members that you have, with all of us here, we're in a relationship. If you are a parent, or if you are someone, a grandparent, someone who cares deeply for someone else, which again, we all are, we want others to be happy. It's very difficult to be happy when people around you that you care for are not. And so we always want to go about fixing stuff, right? Fixing stuff. How can I help you? Which is good. Not how can I help you? Well, we don't have to fix it. So being able to ask in the midst of your people that you love going through something, possibly being in some pain, rather than to get in aggravation and pain yourself about it, ask yourself, what is mine to do here? Which means, how do you serve them? Because if you know, which we do, that we are all individualized expressions of the one, then the information they need and the ability to do it is already in them. Yeah? They already have that, and we honor that. We also walk side by side with them and say, what can I do? What would you like me to do? How can I serve? And sometimes it's simply just being with them. That's so amazing. Sometimes it's just and not be given advice, which we love to do. And I say we. Right? I know that I'm a big part of that, and I was talking to Jim this morning on the way to here, and even the things that I tell you, I struggle with. So I'm not walking up here on some plane where I'm doing everything I'm talking about. I'm struggling too sometimes, particularly when you are with people that you love. They're about to make a bonehead move. You know it's bonehead, but they didn't ask for your advice, so it's hard to zip it. But whether you zip it or you don't, if they're not asking for it, they won't hear you anyway. And they'll be aggravated by you. And when it's time for you to do something for them, they can't hear you because you've already aggravated them, right? So it's difficult. And I'm on the phone with my daughter, and she's doing stuff. And I'm telling you, God is talking to me, just blasting. Like he's got a megaphone going on. Shut it, stop it, stop talking. So I'm doing the same thing, but these are words of wisdom. They're not my words. They're truth. They're truth. And you know them when they'll resonate with you if it's true. If it's true for you, a truth is a truth. But if it's true for you, it'll resonate. You'll feel it in your heart. And there's lots of places where you understand resonation. But that's what we do. So we teach and we move forward and all that sort of thing. So today, I want to talk about what will you do. And so as an example of that, I want to share with you, I talked with you guys about this before. You know that being married to Jason was my second marriage. My first marriage was to my high school sweetheart. And of course, that was going to end badly. Because who in high school knows what they're doing? Okay. Oh, well, okay, all right, the two of you. They've been married since they were in high school. How long have you been married? 57, 67? 57 years. 57 years. So, all right, so there you guys are the exception. But normally, it doesn't work out. Anyway, so it was bad. The first relationship was bad. We loved each other and all that kind of stuff. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know how to talk. So it was bad. And so when it finally was over, what was I willing to do? Well, what happens what I notice about my friends and people around me is they'll get out of one relationship and jump into another. I was unwilling to do that because I didn't know what had happened to this relationship. So what I was willing to do was explore my culpability. His too, more than mine, but just say. Not the point. Point is, I was willing to explore my culpability in this. And one of the things that actually went wrong was I realized, halfway through it, I realized, oh my God, this isn't the person for me. He doesn't have enough ambition. And doesn't that sound shallow? Like for me, when I thought about it, it felt shallow. But it is who I am because I want to do things. I want to explore the world. I want to learn. I want to grow. There's a lot of things. And he simply did not. And was going to be very comfortable where he was. And here's what I know. And you probably know it too because I've said it many times. You cannot stand still. You're either growing or you're shrinking. There is no way to sit still. If you don't know that, look at all the dust around your house. Right? You have to go. You can't do it. It's not possible on the physical planet. So so that was just one thing that I came to realize as I was sitting there thinking about, what am I willing to do? I'm willing to own who I actually am. And I'm a person who wants to grow someplace, and I need someone with me who wants to go too. So that was one thing. And there was a number of things. But it's very difficult to sit down, I didn't date. I had a friend, and he's still my friend. You guys have met him, Bill Sweeney. He'll be here in a couple of months. He'll be here again. He's always here. We were friends before I even met Jason. We were friends. We're still friends. So we went and did things together with the kids and all that, but I refused to date until I got my own heart and mind together. Because when you're young, well, even now, love is confusing. It's confusing, and some things look like love necessarily aren't. So I needed to understand, what does love look like for me? What does it look like? All right? So what are you willing to do? This is always the question. Whatever we want to do, we know and believe and know for sure that we co-create our lives. We know this. But it doesn't just knock on your door and come sit on your couch, right? There are things that if we claim something, we have to do something. That's the point of the question, what is yours to do? So here's what I know, that if it's yours to do, and it resonates in your heart, and you take that on, and you say, yes, that is mine to do, what's to do, because is the how-to, that's none of your business, but Spirit, once you say yes to it, will show you the way. Will start dropping things in your life. They'll come through emails, through something someone says, through something you saw. They just come in so many. The universe uses all of the universe to bring you the information that you know, that you need, that you've asked for. So you start paying attention to those things. And when something says, like I said, I wanted to continue learning how to play guitar. Well, I was taking a class at TCC South. I just started talking about it. I want to take some more, classes. Oh, they got piano here, and they got that. I don't want to take piano, or I want to do guitar. Oh, well, TCC Northeast has a beautiful music department. What? Right? So I called them, and when I called, the woman who runs the entire department answered the phone. Told her what I was trying to do, and I'm still there. That was 2 years ago. I've joined a group that I love being with. I'm learning, they're so far ahead of me, but they're very kind and generous. My point being, whatever is yours to do, do that. Whatever you want to do, clearly stated. This is what I want. This is who I am. This is where I'm going. And allow the universe to bring you the how, and pay attention when the hows show up, and check it out. It will be so much more than you've ever thought possible. And I think many of you have tried it and know that I'm telling the truth, that this works for you. And so this is an experiential spirituality. I'm not asking you to believe what I'm telling you. I'm not asking you to believe what you read. What I ask you to do is go try it. Everything that I share with you, I ask you, try it on your own. You don't need to take my word for it. Find out for yourself. And then you'll know. And you'll know how to do it. And every now and again, somebody come back to me, you were right about that. That did work. Yeah, it did. It's not coming from me. It's coming from the universe. These are universal principles. So yeah, they'll always work. So that's what I want you to know. So if it's yours to do, then do that. Also, I just want you to know what do you want, what do you want to do, but what's yours to do after the prayer and after the demand, and I've already talked about that, just listening to what's going on, but I want you to understand this, that prayer is not magic. It's not magic. It's simply universal law. It's not magic, but it is creative. It is creative. It's the great creator, and we are creatives. We can create from whole cloth, just from our thinking and our thoughts, and then from the thoughts and our hearts and talking with Spirit, George, God, Yahweh, whatever you call it, then doing something with it, then going out and doing one thing, one small thing, and you'll see it start to grow. So the other thing I want to share with you is about when you want to have success. This is something that I do, but now I'm discovering it's actually a good thing for anyone who's on the path of trying to get something to happen and to move forward in your life. Not only are you speaking it into the universe through prayer, I also speak it in front of people. I speak it to you, to people that I care for, to people that I know understand what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. Okay? I speak it out so that they're not holding you accountable. That's not what they're doing. Did you do that? It's not about guilt or shame or whatever. It's somehow when you say it out loud to someone else, it makes it more real for you. And again, it's another step. It's one step in going towards what it is that you want. Speaking it out loud. Speaking it loud. So one of the other things that I'm just going to ask you guys, does everybody have like just one thing? Because this is January, right? This is the new year. And all of us, generally speaking, have something we want to do in the new year. Does everybody have something that they want to do in this new year? Raise your hand if you do. If you don't, it's okay. Don't feel bad. If you do, great. So Oh, this thing's turning off. What's happening? Turn dark. So if you have one thing that you want to do, just think about that. Whatever it is, for me, it's writing a book. I want to write, and I've written a fiction book, a fiction book, but I want to write a nonfiction book for my work, for what we do here, a spiritual book, right? So I've said it to you. I've said it to some other people. When I spoke that out loud, and I think I shared this with you guys already, but I'll share it again. It's worth sharing. When I spoke it out loud, and I confirmed that I wanted to do something at Big Sky last year, which was in May. I said, you're going to go out and get your books going. So I came back from Big Sky and went ahead and put out the fiction book, which I shared with some friends and asked them to edit for me and things like that. But then after, see, it just keeps growing. When that finished, it said, well, okay, you got that, and you're going to have some series, no problem. But you need something for your work. How are you getting out what you believe, what you know for sure, these universal principles, and how you work them, and how you get your goals? You need a book about that, so that when I'm coming someplace and I'm speaking, it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even if I do a workshop, 2 hours. But what do you get to? You don't have anything to go back and reflect on. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do that and start speaking it out. But the moment I said it, this email came across my email, and it said how to write and publish your book in 90 days. Like, well, that's for me. That's for me. Let me take a look at that. I'm doing it now. I finished the rough draft. It took me, I started on December 15th. I'll be finished with the rough draft today. Well, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be finished with the rough draft. Then we'll go to the editing process. It'll be out by March. Okay? Because once you say there's something that gets energetic in you, when you start seeing things happen, you start getting energetic. You start believing. And it's hard for you to go backwards. Like, no, that's who I said I am. I got to do this. I got to do it every day. That's just what happens. When you make a demand that is actually what you want, the universe starts showing you how, things start showing up, and then you just say, I will do this. What will you do? What will you do? What will you do? I want to read something, though, that's really important. And we're going to be doing this, talking about this in our Wednesday class that starts back up this Wednesday. I'll talk a little bit more about that during announcements, but it's called Real Talk. This is from Brene Brown, and she was on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday. When you are trying to do what it is you do and live the life you want, you need to have people around you who you can share your story with. Now, what Brene Brown calls it is telling her people that you can share your shame story with. But it's more than that. It's not just about what things that you're ashamed of, but it's just things that are personal to you. Not everybody deserves to hear your story, your personal and authentic story. Not everybody can do it. So here's what she said. Here are the 6 people that you don't want to share this with. Do not do it. Do not share with the friend who confirms. Yeah, you should feel bad. That's terrible. Let them go. That's not a friend of yours. Let them go. You don't want to spend the time or share it with the second person who responds with sympathy. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. You poor thing. And in Texas speak, what do they say? Bless your heart. Bless your heart. You know what that means? I'm getting ready to tell Jesus on you. You don't want that. The third person you don't want to share it with is someone who is disappointed in you because you let her down. I'm just using her because that's what you let her down. I'm sorry. I'm telling you about me, and I've let you down. Now I gotta console you. Bye, girl. Out. Bye. Number 4 is someone who is uncomfortable with reality, with actual reality, and says something like, "How could you let this happen?" Well, shit happens. What? How could you? Yeah, okay. You're not the one. You're not the one to share it with. You don't want to share it with someone whose discomfort wants to make it better. Oh, come on. You must be exaggerating. That could not have happened. Oh, so now I'm a liar? Now I'm a liar? They're uncomfortable with the truth, and so they feel like that can't be real. You've got to be, you don't need somebody like that in your life. And you don't want somebody who confuses connection with one-upsmanship. Girl, you think that's bad. Let me tell you about what happened to me. Okay? We don't need that. We don't need that. You don't need to share that with those people. What you want to share it with, what you are looking for, is someone who loves you as you are, despite how you show up and because of how you show up. Do you understand? Someone who loves you exactly the way you show up. That's the people who love. And you know how many people there are that for you in the world? Lucky if you have 1, 2, 3, you've hit the lottery. You've hit the lottery. If you can share that kind of deep knowing of who you are and what your worries and concerns are with 3 people, you are very, very fortunate. So we can laugh, and I'm telling this stuff to the world because I'm not ashamed of those things, and I'm not trying to. Those aren't my, as she said, those aren't my shame stories. They're personal stories, but I'm not ashamed of them. They don't bother me. What you think about it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But there are some things that have happened to me that I have done that I just will not share with. There are people. My sister doesn't know some things. I just won't. I'm not ready for that. But there are 2 people, 2 ladies, and you guys know who they are. Melinda and Kim. I share everything with. Everything. Because they share everything with me. We know each other very well. That is an honor and a privilege. And for someone to know you that well is an honor and a privilege. Don't give it away to people who don't deserve you. Who don't deserve you. So I just want to come back to that because I'm saying that we're going to go out and we're going to speak our word, we're going to talk to people, we're going to tell people, but be careful. And not be careful, be scared. Just be careful because of who deserves you. Who deserves you. And I'm using that word, deserves you. Okay, who deserves you. So one more thing I want to tell you is that I'm asking you, what will you do? But here's another thing about deciding what you will do. If it's not for you, let it go. Sometimes we think about things that we should be doing. We ought to be doing. It would be good if I did it. But is this something that's been on your list for 6 months, a year, you know what I mean? And really, every time you think about it, there's like some dread going on. It's like, God, I really need to do that. But you don't. Here's my advice. And you didn't ask, but I'm going to share it anyway. Let it go. Just let it go. It's not that it's not for you, it just might not be for you right now. So why let it take up energy and space in your heart, making you feel bad because you're not getting to it? Just let it go and get on with the things that are resonating in your heart right now. Just do those things. That thing may come back up, it may not. But why do you don't need this energy that doesn't make you feel good about who you are, because you are doing at every moment of the day the best that you can. You absolutely are. There's no question in my mind. If you could do better, you would do better. So you're doing your best. You don't need to beat yourself up. So don't be a person that shames your own self. Okay? Be a person who loves yourself and be around people who love you too. And the things that you're not getting to, well, doesn't mean you won't ever, but you're not now. So let it go. It's okay. So I just want to leave you with a couple of things. Prayer is simply not magic. It is absolute. It is the divine, the universe, doing what it does, saying yes. So the only reason why you think a prayer doesn't work is because you weren't clear about what you were praying for. And when I say clear, I just mean, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? If I say, I want to learn how to play the guitar, there's always a why. You can ask yourself, why do I want that? Like, what's under that? And the why is about the passion or the reason or the purpose underneath that. Because it brings me joy. Because it adds to my music. Because it'll allow me to write my own music. Because I just want to get up there and jam and just go have fun with other musicians. There's many reasons. Okay? So if you can list some reasons why that's something you want, you're probably clear about it. You're pretty clear. But if you can't, it may be somebody else's dream that's been given to you and you think it's yours. But if you're not working on it and there's no joy, probably isn't. And it's okay. It's okay. So you can just let it go. So walk towards wherever you are being led to walk. Walk that way. Whatever is leading you, just walk towards it and see what happens. Allow it to unfold. Discover what's yours to do. Be willing to do what's yours. And if it's not, be willing to let it go. Confidently demanding from the universe what you seek. Confidently demanding from the universe, which just means speaking clearly into the universe. I am this. I want this. I am abundant, whatever the thing you're claiming, claim it. And the universe says yes, no matter what you say, it says yes. Let me give you this couple of quotes. One that I wanted to tell you earlier, and I forgot it. What is yours will find you. What is yours to do will find you. So if you're not ready now, it's not like it's going to, I remember being, when I was growing up, and people would say something, oh my God, you missed that opportunity, as if there would be a million more coming your way. The universe is abundant. Okay, so you missed an opportunity. We're young, we're not ready. All right, so let it go, give it to somebody else. Let somebody else get it, that's fine. Other opportunities always show up because the universe is abundant. So okay, miss it, it's okay. Because what is yours will find you. You don't have to worry about that. It'll come back around. You'll see it again. You'll wake up to it, whatever needs to happen. And the final thing is, you will find that it is necessary sometimes to just let things go. Just let it go. Simply for the reason that they're just too heavy. They're too heavy on your heart. It's not time for you, for that thing. Let it go. Whether it's people or things or goals you set, just breathe and let it go. Let them go, let it go. This is from C. Joy Bell. It's a crazy name, C. Joy Bell C. She's an author of the book, The Sun is Snowing, and this is what she says. You will find that it is necessary to let things go, simply for the reason that they are too heavy. So let them go. Let go of them. Tie no ankles, no weights around your ankles. Don't tie any weights. Just let them go. What's yours will come back around. And so it is. Namaste.